I've got joy, unspeakable. Joy unspeakable. Joy unspeakable. Tribal yearnings, drawing me deeply into spaces. Who am I without the wisdom of my ancestors? Drums, speaking a language I have since forgotten, yet often seem to remember when the preacher moves into the space. It's a space I have no words to describe, but seem to occur every Sunday morning when the choir begins to pull down that otherworldly, next dimensional, rhythm leaning, percussion pulling, lean and shout. Here I am in the lap of Jesus, yet beyond the man of Jesus. Here I am somewhere in my own Christ consciousness, surrounded by forces of nature. Yemaya, the ocean, the mother, coming forth to heal me as the Gospel of John shares stories of love that I have known in every sacred drum rhythm. Drums that have known me before the beginning of time, and drums that serenaded unknown kin thousands of years before slave memories were ever formed. My soul is somehow connected to the roots of those trees. The same trees that speak in the language of the drummers. Yeah, that tree tells me daily of our Savior's sacrifice. His blood and his tears become the water that quenches the thirst of African children. I've got joy, joy unspeakable. I've got joy unspeakable. I am Africa. Somewhere in my memory, my collective unconscious, I remember I was once free. I remember living in harmony with life, and I remember honoring my ancestors. I remember the moon shining brightly as I poured honey and libations as offerings to that which was greater than me, but also a part of me. Somewhere in the nightmare of slave passages and slave block auctions and plantations and self-hate and a God that said I was worthy of slavery, memories of who I once was replaced. Now I am new, given the body and the blood. Who am I now? Am I still a child of Africa? Am I a new creation? Am I both? Neither? Sometimes on Sunday morning, as the choir moves beyond the veil of heaven and earth, I remember sacred voices calling on Orisha, the divine one, Obatala, manifesting the beauty of Oloru's divinity in the world. And I remember the sweetness of Oshun, and the music serenades my soul, and I am transported back to the motherland, and I become one with who I am in the essence of my being. See, these drums, the percussion of life-healing rhythm helps me, we, us, rise above life's circumstance and pain and history, or the memory of being seen as less than human, less than beautiful, less than sacred and holy. Here is the choral sound. The divine and I remember each other. Remember that we exist in each other's mind and hearts, and in our oneness a community is created. 'Cause here we are African lovers of Christ, the man who laid down his life on a sacred tree and, like every ancestor, lives on in power, resurrected to the fullness of life. I've got joy unspeakable. I've got joy unspeakable. See, there is a quiet space, a place of contemplation and union that arises not within the silence, but within the staccato of reverential sounds. Angelic voices soulfully serenading the one who heals us, the one who knew us in the womb. Sacred words evoking the spirit of grace, voices in union, bringing forth dimensions of timelessness, exile and return, heaven and earth, a trinity that unifies Africa beyond diaspora, beyond continental divide, sacred eternality made known in the nowness of the present moment. We are here, voices rising above the temporality, transcending and returning us to our wholeness. This is the good news. This is the good news. Why I have joy.